Alright, so tonight's presentation is all about Metader 4. So Metader 4 is the platform provided by MetaQuotes, which is a very well-known and well-established international firm that provides the software in various versions. So the software aspect of things is something that people do tend to struggle with, especially if they are new to the markets, new to technology, not great with technology in general, or any real combination of these things. So navigating the markets and developing a trading strategy and getting used to all of the way things work, including risk management and technical analysis and so forth, all of which we're going to be covering in future presentations. All of these things are difficult enough as they are, so we are challenging and exciting and all those good things. So we want to try to make the technology aspect of things as easy as possible, so that once you do have a trading strategy that you're comfortable with and an approach to the markets that you're comfortable with, you can put that into effect as efficiently as possible and with as much confidence as possible. So we'll talk about that as we go through. We want to take a moment to talk about Fusion Markets and the Fusion formula as it's known, getting set up and logging in for the first time. Also some key navigation and tools and some choices for getting started. So we'll cover a broad range of topics. It's going to be a bit of a free-flowing type of presentation. We're going to jump straight into the website and the platforms, etc. If you haven't already gathered, this session is aimed primarily at beginners, but if you do have some experience with these platforms and with the markets, hopefully you'll get a little bit out of it as well. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, if you haven't already done so, is go ahead and register on the site. Now, Fusion Markets itself was originally, it's quite a new brand, but it's actually the organisation itself and the people behind it, but specifically the organisation, Gleneagles Asset Management, is a very prominent Australian asset management firm, licensed under the Australian Securities and Investment Commission. Fusion Markets itself is a new brand based on that existing infrastructure and history. The team behind Fusion have literally decades of experience in the markets, not just in currencies, foreign exchange that is, but also in some of the more traditional products such as equity markets, various managed investment products and so forth. They have a long history going back several decades, as I mentioned. But the Fusion brand itself, the Fusion service, if you like, has been set up with a very simple mission in mind. As you can see right there, it's staring you right in the face. Stop paying too much to trade. So the idea is to offer access to global markets through a single account, not just currencies, but also equity indexes, equity index CFDs, that is, commodity CFDs such as crude oil, gold, and also a handful but growing list of cryptocurrencies as well, all traded through the single platform, as I say. But in addition to the focus upon simplicity and user friendliness and friendly support, the outright mission really is to lower the cost of trading. Now, as we say, you should never be sacrificing quality for the sake of costs. So it is important to deal with a good organisation with good technology behind it and the right regulatory framework behind it. The Australian Securities and Investment Commission, of course, is very highly regarded worldwide. But the simple fact of the matter is, as everybody already knows, really, if you can lower your costs without sacrificing quality, well, it becomes a very simple choice, and that's what the Fusion formula, so to speak, is really all about. Now, what you want to do is, when you jump on the site here, fusionmarkets.com, is just go over to the Create Account button there. Nice and easy. All you do is you just enter your email address, create yourself a password, confirm that password, confirm that you are over 18, and go ahead. And now what that will do then is take you into the client portal area. So this is your client portal area that you see on screen now. And as you can see here, you've got the choice to create live or demo accounts. And so what you want to do with this is get a little bit familiar with it, because it is useful, especially once you are signed up as a live client. You can create multiple accounts, as many demo accounts as you like for testing. They won't expire, etc. You can also manage your payments and withdrawals and bank details, etc., all through this client portal. But for now, what we want to do is go and create a new account. And again, live or demo, when you're setting up a live account, you just need to submit some verification documents. It's very quick and easy. Usually it's just a matter of emailing in your driver's license or whatever the case may be, but very quick and very painless. In this case, setting up the demo account. We'll choose an ECN for this, but you can also select the classic account if you want. ECN just means that you're paying spread plus brokerage, but with a reduced spread. A classic model means that you're not paying brokerage, but you are paying an increased spread. So basically, ECN is and Classic are actually essentially the exact same total cost. The Classic version is a little bit simpler. The ECN version is typically preferred by the more advanced traders. Metader 4 is the trading platform. You can select your base currency and your leverage. As you can see here, it goes all the way up to 500. First name, last name, phone number, and then what that will do is email you the login details for your new demo account, which are going to look something like this. So what we've done with the, and in this email, it will tell you the currency, the leverage that you've applied. We'll talk about that as we go through. The login number, this is the Metader 4 account number. It's the number that you use specifically for Metader 4. And the password, of course. Now through this, you've also got some links there. Metader 4 for Windows, Metader 4 for Android, and also the mobile trading platforms there. Now all of these are linked to the single account. It's just a matter of you using the platform that you want to use. So in this presentation, we're going to start off with the web-based platform. So just bear with me. I'm going to bring that up. So now the beauty of the web-based platform, of course, is that it's just web-based. It runs within Chrome and all your major browsers. And getting into it, of course, unlike the software program, is just as simple and easy as going ahead and clicking on a link and going to the site and logging in like so. So we're already logged into the demo account here, but if you weren't already logged in, you would go ahead and hit the log into trading account like so. And that would get you straight in. Okay. So we'll take a quick look at the web-based version, and then we'll jump on to the desktop version. So again, the beauty of the desktop version is the web-based version, very quick, simple, and easy, and it's a good place to start, especially for those of you that are perhaps new to the markets or aren't so comfortable with technology in general. Nonetheless, as your needs advance, you probably are at some point going to want to transition to the desktop version. So the desktop version has some more advanced features and a lot more customizability. But if you, again, are just getting started, or if you just have a simple trading strategy and you're just looking to execute your trades, place a stop loss, close out your trades, check your account balance, and so forth. You might do this perhaps because you're following some signals, some recommendations, or perhaps you already have a more advanced charting platform, charting specific platform perhaps that you use, and you're just using Metader 4, or you're just using Metader 4 web for execution. Then chances are it's going to suit you just fine. Again, nice and quick and easy. So in this instance, to give you a quick idea of the navigation, you've got your what's called your market watch over there on the left. All of the symbols, as they're known, symbols or instruments available to trade. When you first log into this, you might only see a short abbreviated list of the major currency pairs. What you'd want to do then is go right click and show all, just like that. And while you're here, you can also choose the columns that you want displayed in addition to the default bid and ask, like so. But again, show all, and that's going to show all of the markets that you have available to trade. They're color coded, and the one that you used or traded most recently is the one that's going to appear at the top of the list. So you've got these bright green ones here, which are your major currency pairs. The pale green ones are your non-majors, which is your minors and your crosses. Then as we scroll down, we get into the yellow section here, which is your metals. Then in this pale orange type tan color here, you've got your energies, crude oil, natural gas, etc. And in orange, you have your equity index contracts for Australia, for example, the Australia 200, which is based on the XJO or the SPY 200. So it's an indexation of the top 200 companies trading on the Australian Stock Exchange. Likewise with the China 50, Spanish 35, European 50, French 40, and so on and so on. Some of the other more popular ones, or perhaps the most popular ones, would be your US contracts there, your US 500, your US 30, which is commonly referred to as your Dow Jones, FTSE, NASDAQ, Nikkei, Hong Kong, and that's your DAX, your German market there, German 30. Anything that you want to take a look at, a closer look at that is, or trade, can just be selected and dragged onto the chart like so, and that changes your chart over like so. So again, we're just going to take a quick look at the web-based version, but it has the majority, once again, of your basic functionality. So you've got your trend lines, change your time frames like so, to hourly, to daily. You can select bar charts, candlestick charts, line charts, zoom in, zoom out, like so. Again, it has the chart-based trading. You just right-click on the chart, and you've got a range of different options here for the chart itself, including some chart customization options there. So I apologize if I'm skimming through this quite quickly. I'm just going to show you some of the things that are available in the web-based version. Then we're going to jump over to the desktop-based version, because everything that you have in the web-based version is in the desktop-based version and more. So this is just a quick tour once again. And that's about it. And then you have your options up here. The primary one that you'd concern yourself with on the web-based version is this one-click trading option here. So you can see that this is ticked, it's authorized, it's enabled. By default, it's not. So you need to be aware of that. Again, with the idea in mind that web MT4 is just good for quick and easy stuff, then the one-click trading allows you to set a quantity for a trade and just jump in with a single click, like so. And then you can see your trade down the bottom. And if you wanted to place a stop loss, the easiest way to go ahead and do that is just to double click on this SL column here, stop loss. Determine your stop loss price. In this case, we're going to go 1.60434, like so. and then you click this button here to confirm. Just like so. And so now you can see your orders, your trading on the chart, your trades on the chart. This is the price that we entered at, and this is our stop loss. For the newbies, once again, a stop loss is just an order to automatically get you out of the market if the trade starts going against you, if the market starts going against you. So it's a very useful tool. In fact, many professional traders would say that it's essentially mandatory. Not mandatory, but essential and crucial as part of a longer term sound trading and investment / business plan. Okay. So everything here updates live in real time with the market. You can see here the profit is right about break even, as you might expect, because, well, it's only just been entered into. So there was $2.75 in commission paid for this 61,000 trade in the euro versus the Australian dollar. And after all costs, you see your profit there at the bottom line profit. If you want to close out of the market and take that, then the single click on the X there just gets us out of the market. So again, on the web-based version, just do a quick tour, but you have the same basic functionality here. This tab, once again, is your history, showing the trade that you've taken thus far. You can set your time frame and select your columns, etc. But again, just the basic stuff really on the web-based version. Okay, so you can. One of the great things about MetaTrader 4 is you can be logged into the same platform, the same account, via multiple platforms. It's not going to automatically log you out. So we'll talk about some of the more advanced trading concepts and MetaTrader 4 concepts in later sessions, but some of you will be familiar with the idea of a VPS, and a VPS is primarily used for the running of automated trading systems, EA, various copy trading systems and so on. A VPS is a virtual private server. Essentially, it's just a computer that sits in the cloud. It's always on, it's always connected to the internet, and so you can leave your MetaTrader 4 platform running on your VPS, and it'll continue to run, but you can stay logged in and monitor things also on your local computer, your local desktop, your mobile phone, and of course the web-based version once again. So let's get rid of this one for now. So the other one, once again, included in the email is the MetaTrader 4 there for Windows. So you would just go ahead and download that, and then you end up with something on your desktop or wherever you download it to that looks like that. Double click. Yes. And it's going to give you a couple of options here when you set up. Now most people just go ahead and click next, 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 and it's all done. But if you want to, you can set where the program is installed to. There's no real reason for this unless you have a reason. You might want to untick this just to prevent it from automatically taking you to the website, but the MQL5 community website has a marketplace where you can buy or rent custom strategies and custom tools and so on and so on. So anyway, from there, you just hit your next a couple of times, and then it's going to ask you to select a server. Okay, so really easy. You've got a demo one and a live one. Hit your demo one there. Next. And then again, this was sent to you in the email. Got your 1418 as your login number and your password there, like so. Okay, so when you hear that noise, that means you've logged in and it's now connected. All right. Now, so the first thing you notice there, as distinct from the web-based version, is that you've got 4 charts here. And that's one of the main advantages, again, of the web-based, of the desktop-based version, that is that you've got a lot more customizability and you've got a lot more advanced features that you can use. And so if you don't have a very simple and straightforward trading strategy, or if you're not just simply following signals or recommendations or whatever the case may be, then what you're better off doing is investing the time up front to get a little bit more accustomed to the desktop-based version, because over the long run, it is going to be the one that grows with you, so to speak, as you get more advanced as a trader. So again, by default, you're going to see these 4 charts like so. One of the first things you want to get used to is the window layouts. So you use this button here, window, and through this you can tile them vertically, horizontally or vertically, so on and so on. Or you'll see here, if you select this one here to make it full screen, and from there you can just go ahead and scroll through the tabs down here at the bottom to cycle through the charts that you have open. So similar to or in the same way in fact as the web-based version, if you want to change an existing chart's market symbol, market instrument, at the moment we're looking at XAU USD, gold in US dollars. But if we want to change that, we just select and drag it onto the chart, and away you go, just like so. Or if you want to open up a new chart, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can select the Create New Chart button here, just like so, and that'll have your full list of instruments there. Or you can do it from the Market Watch window here as well. For example, if you want to bring up a chart of the Australian dollar versus US dollar, right click, chart window, like so. And you can see that that's going to bring things up in the standard default MetaTrader 4 format, with the grid, the black background, and the bar chart format there. So bars and candles provide you with the same information. It's just a matter of preference. A simpler version is the line chart. It's simpler, but it provides you with less information, as does a candlestick chart, for example, or a bar chart, which shows you tells you the same things. So we're going to talk about technical analysis concepts in later sessions as well, but very simply, if we have just a moment. So let's take this candle here, for example, this large one. So with the candle that we see here, we have the body of the candle, which is the wax, and we also have the wick. So what we can tell by looking at this is that it opened at this level here. It had a low point at this level here, and that it closed the period at this level here. So we know that this is the open and this is the close because of the color of the candle, this white color. It's very pale green, I should say. So conversely, let's take this candle here. With this candle, we know that that is the open, that is the close, and this lower part is the low point Okay, that's just the way the candlesticks work, as opposed to a line chart, for example. Which doesn't give you that same information. The line chart is just telling you that it closed the period, closed that period at that point there, that period at that point there, that period at that point there, and so on, and so on, and so on. But it doesn't tell us what's happened during that period, and that's why the majority of traders prefer to use either line charts or either candlestick charts or bar charts. So bar charts and candlestick charts, as you can see here, are just telling you the exact same thing. Some people actually prefer bar charts because they think they're a little bit clearer, but it is the exact same concept. Looking at, let's say this candle here. What we can see with the bar here is that the little left handle is the open point, the bottom is the low point, high point up here with a close there at the right hand handle. Okay, if that makes sense. Again, another example, open there, high point there, low point there, and came back up and closed there. So when I say period, it's referring to the period that you see displayed up there. So in this case, it's H1, hour 1, and what that means is that each one of these bars, in this instance, represents 1 hour of movement. Okay? Same with the candles. Each candle represents 1 hour of movement. If we were looking at, let's say, a daily chart, and a daily chart is a very common time frame to look at. In fact, if you're looking to develop a strategy, even if it's a short-term based strategy, it's a good idea to look at the daily charts or a longer-term time frame chart to get a sense of the overall direction, the overall momentum, and then go down to a shorter term time frame to perhaps time your entry a little bit better according to your short-term trading strategy. But again, exact same concept. This is a down day, open there, close there, little low point at the end of the wick there. A clearer example is this one here, high point, low point, and in this instance it opened and closed at about the same level, also known as a doji. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, but again in this instance the candle represents 1 day's worth of movement because we have the chart set to 1 day. Okay. All right, so we'll go down to an hourly chart now. And so one of the first things you want to do is you want to take a bit of time to get the chart set up the way you want, or pick any particular chart and get it set up the way that you want. Now there's a few keyboard shortcuts you can use. They actually, for the more advanced amongst you, they actually work similar to other programs, or at least in the instance of the charts. So with the charts you can press Control W and it will close the chart in the same way that it closes a tab on Google Chrome, for example, or your browser. But you'll get some default charts set up with some indicators, as you can see here, just a few things for you to explore. But just depending on your trading strategy, once again, the best thing to do, especially if you do have a trading strategy that relies upon indicators and certain time frames and so on, is to take a few minutes to set up one particular chart the way you like it, and then you can go ahead and replicate that across as many markets as you like. So what you do there is you go right click and go to properties, and through here you can go ahead and set your colors and so on. So changing your colors for your bullish candle, your bearish candles, that means your up candles and your down candles, etc., etc. You can go ahead and play around with this as much as you like. For the sake of this demonstration, we'll keep it fairly simple, and we'll just change the background. Like so. Not sure why you'd want a bright blue color like that, but hey, you might, who knows. And that's about it. And so then what you can do is you can go ahead and right click once again and go to save template. Just give this one a name. Just like that. And then what that means is that now when you go ahead and open a new chart, let's go ahead and open another one on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. You can go right click, template, and you've got it there in your list of templates. There, just like so. So again, the whole idea here really is just to go through and set up a chart in whichever way you like it, then save it as a template, and then you can go ahead and open up as many charts as you want to make sure you've got all your preferred markets, instruments that is, on screen, and then you can go ahead and just apply your template in the way that you want, according to what you want. Okay. Okay. So this window button here, menu item here, is worth getting used to. Again, you can go ahead and tile these vertically like so if you want to be able to monitor all markets simultaneously. And once again, as distinct from the web-based version, the good thing about the desktop-based version is it is very customizable. So what I like to do, in fact, is to have these navigation windows down here, because I tend to concentrate on a relatively small list of markets. But what I do like to do is have the screen maximized for charting, like so. And so here we can see here we can simultaneously keep an eye on the Australian dollar versus US dollar, in this case USD CAD, and Euro versus Great British Pound. And we'll just bring that one up full screen like so. Okay. So moving through the options here, another thing you want to do is go into options. I'll show you another few things you can do. So you can set your password, change your password, that is, and it will also allow you to create or change an investor password. So the standard password is pretty self-explanatory. That gets you in, it gets you full trading privileges and account access, etc., etc. The investor password, on the other hand, is like a view-only password that you might want to share with someone else. So they would be able to log into your platform and they'd be able to see your trading history, account balance, and so forth, but they won't be able to place trades. So they'll be able to basically do everything except place trades. And this can be useful for certain online reporting tools and so forth. So you can effectively connect up your account to a third-party service for the sake of reporting and trading history, statistical analysis, and so on, without worrying about any security issues with giving your actual trading password to someone else. So it's quite handy there. The other one to look at there is the trade tab, and depending on your trading strategy, once again, but the majority of you, myself included, want to have the one-click trading enabled. You just have to authorize that one. And the other one is something called expert advisors. So once again, this is a more advanced function of the desktop version of Metader 4, but expert advisors typically refers to automated trading programs, things that you can plug into your software that will actually trade your account on your behalf, or in other cases you can use it for things like trade management, or there's other reporting tools. There's a whole range of different things that can be done under this expert advisor broad category, but a lot of people, if you are using these types of tools, forget to select this tab here. So make sure you do select that tab to allow automated trading to occur in your account. Naturally, it's a good security feature there to have it off by default, but it's worth knowing about there as well. Okay. So the one-click trading option is actually up here, as it is on the Metader 4 web version by default. And so we'll go through and we'll try to find a trade after we've done a little bit of further setup on the charts. So a couple of other, you can see here, as opposed to the web-based version, you've got a few more tools up here, including the auto trading option that you can select on and off like that. We'll stick to the basics for the sake of this presentation because it's really just a getting started one. But with this, again, a couple of important ones here is this one here. So it gives you, some people like to use analysis to look a little bit further into the future or try to project price trajectories. So for that reason, it's handy to be able to put a bit of space at the end of your chart, like so. And that way, if you're using any trend lines or whatever the case may be, you can try to gauge where the price is going into the future rather than being too close to the right hand side of the chart, just like so. So that's fairly straightforward. That your basic drawing tools are up here. Again, that's the trend line that you can use to analyze momentum and trend direction. Then you have other ones like horizontal lines that you can use to determine support and resistance levels. Very simple stuff, very simple concepts. Like so. And the crosshair, as you can see there, just gives you a way to measure things on the chart. And another handy little feature of the crosshair is its ability to measure things in pips or points. So for that, you just select a point there and you click and hold, and you just drag down to another point, be it the current price or perhaps a target profit price or potentially a stop loss price or whatever the case may be. And then you can see those small figures there that are changing. This gives you a very quick way of measuring time and price. Okay, in pip terms. You can see the values there are fluctuating. Okay, so we talked about pip values and lot sizes and some other basic Forex concepts in another presentation there, but the easy way to think of it is $1 per pip per 10,000 or per mini lot. So a mini lot, once again, for those who haven't seen the other session, a mini lot is 0.1, just like so. Okay, so you, with this order quantity ticket here, you can either type in your quantities, or you can just use the arrow keys to, the arrow buttons there, or even the arrow keys on your keyboard is an even quicker way to do it, just to quickly enter a quantity that you're looking to trade. So we talked about base and terms currencies in the other presentation as well, but in this instance we'd be looking to buy 42,000 Australian dollars valued in US dollars. What we would do is we would look at our account balance there and look to see that it fits within our risk parameters, and we're looking at an hourly chart here, and so it's not what's known as a very time sensitive trade, this hypothetical example once again, but if we were looking at a very short term time frame, such as a 1 minute chart or perhaps even a 5 minute chart, we might be looking to capture that price as quickly as possible after already doing our analysis and making sure that it fits into our trading plan. But for the sake of this, once you've got your quantity determined, you can quickly enter there just with a single click. So in this instance, again, we talked about shorts going long and short, bullish and bearish in the other session. But in this instance, what we've done is we've sold 42,000 Australian dollars versus US dollars in the expectation that the market is going to go down, the Australian dollar is going to depreciate against the US dollar, so that we can buy it back later at a lower price and therefore profit between the distance of our entry point and our potential take profit point down here. Okay, wherever our potential profit point may be. So now that we've entered that trade, I'll explain what these figures mean. Okay, so there's an order number there, which is just there for admin reasons. The time you entered, the direction that you're looking to capture. A sell means we're looking to capture the downside. The size, quantity, once again, symbol, market, Australian dollar versus US dollar. The price we entered in at, 0.67449, quoted to 5 decimal places there. The stop loss value, which at the moment is not set. The take profit value, also not currently set. The current price, the commission paid for this trade, and swap rates refer to holding fees, overnight holding fees. And then there's the current profit on the trade, which is gross. It's exclusive of commissions. This bottom row here is going to show all of the bottom line floating profit or loss on all of your open trades, net of all costs, inclusive I should say, of all costs. So to illustrate that, we'll just do a quick trade here on the dollar Canadian, and in this case we'll just bring it down to a 5 minute chart, and we'll go short on this one as well. We'll go short for, let's say, 97. Again, one click and we've sold. And so you can now see the same figures here for the US dollar Canadian dollar trade, but this bottom line profit here shows us the total floating or open profit or loss for all of the open trades, inclusive of costs, taking costs into account, net in other words. your margin is $371.57. So we're trading on leverage here. So now we have $371 of our account on hold, on margin, to secure the two trades that we have open there. So again, that's a total margin of $371.57. So we'll talk about some of these leverage concepts and risk management concepts in some of the later presentations, but for now, we'll just focus on some of the basics there. Okay. So now, risk management, of course, is an extremely important process of any. It's a crucial process, an essential aspect of any trading and investment plan. And for this, in this instance, what we've done is we've just jumped into the markets without a stop loss. Now that's okay if you are, if you're looking to capture the current prices for, perhaps you have a short-term trading strategy, something that's time sensitive or price sensitive, and you just want to get in as quickly as possible. That's great, but you should always know where you're going to get out before you get in. And if you do have a little bit more time up your sleeve, then you should actually set your stop loss and potentially you take profit order at the time of entry. But in this case, since we've already jumped into these trades, we'll just go ahead and add them after. So the easiest way to do that is just to double click on the stop loss like so. And that's going to bring up the options there. You can see here you're modifying the order, so you can actually set a take profit and or a stop loss. And so we went short on this particular trade. We sold first, which means that if it goes up, as it already is a little bit, we're going to start losing money. So we want to automatically, and I'll just bring up the chart, the Australian dollar chart, in fact. So let's say, for example, if it goes up to 0.67525, then we want to close out of this trade, and we don't want to take any more loss on this particular trade. So again, double click, and then you just go ahead and enter your stop loss value, 0.67525. Hit the modify button, and there it is. There's your stop loss there, like so. The same can be done for a take profit. Let's say, for example, we wanted to automatically take our profit at 673.85, or we'll make it 673.65 for the sake of this example. Again, double click, 0.67365, confirm the modification. There you are, just like so. Okay. So really is as simple as that in terms of getting into trades and making sure you have a protection in place. If you want to modify these orders, either your take profit or your stop loss, then it's as simple as click, hold, drag it down to where you want it to be, and then just let go. And there it is. Okay, so you've now just moved your stop loss from there down to there. And again, it all depends on your trading strategy and your trading plan. But for a lot of people, as the trade starts to go into profit, the market starts to move in their favor, they'll move the stop loss down in order to take the risk, take some or all of their risk off the table, move their stop loss to break even perhaps, or again gradually move the stop loss in the direction of the markets to gradually lock in more and more profit, while still giving it more room to continue to move in their favor, if that's part of their trading plan once again. And the same thing goes for the take profit, for example. If for whatever reason you thought that stop loss that take profit level was a little bit too far away, you could bring it in, or if you wanted to give it a little bit more room to move, just go ahead and drag and drop, move it a bit further away, just like so. Nice and easy. Okay, so that's an example of getting into a trade and then adding a stop loss afterwards. However, what we want to do now is we want to give an example of doing it all at once. So we'll jump over here to the Euro versus Great British Pound, which had a bit of a spike up today, as you can see. We'll just zoom out a bit. And so let's say, for example, again, we'll just give a little bit more room at the end of the chart there. Let's say, for example, we wanted to get into the enter the trade, but we wanted to put our orders all in at the same time, all in as a single step. So there's a few different ways you can do it. What I'm going to do here is to use the market watch window once again. And remember, this was on the left hand side, so if you're looking for this, just hit the left hand side, or in fact, if you're a little bit more tech savvy, you can use keyboard shortcuts, and it's Control M for market watch opens that and closes that. Likewise with the your list of tools and expert advisors and custom indicators and scripts, etc. That's called the navigator. And so you just go Control N for navigator, and you can you can close and open that with a keyboard shortcut there once again. Anyway, we're on the Euro versus Great British Pound, and in this case we're just going to go right click, new order, and so we're going to enter at market. That means that we're looking to get in at the first and best available price. You also have the option to set a pending entry order. So for example, if you didn't want to buy at the current price, but you wanted to buy if it came down a little bit lower, then you could do that. But for this example, we're just going to go with a market execution there. And what we want to do there is put in our stop loss, and in this case we'll put in our take profit order here. And in this example, unlike the others, we're actually going to be going long, which means we're expecting the market to go up in order for us to make some profit there. So we'll be entering at market price once again. We'll be putting a stop loss there at 0.90460, and we'll put a target profit there, a take profit order at 91905. So let's go ahead and do that. 9040, 45460, I think we said. That'll do. Stop loss at 90460, and a take profit at 0.91905. Like that. You can use this comment field for any notes or whatever it is. Maybe you're entering this trade as part of a particular strategy, and so you just want to annotate it there. That's up to you. And there we go. Okay. And so just like before, we've got our entry price there, our stop loss price there, and our target profit there. The only difference in this instance is that we've placed it all in a single single step, as a single process, rather than getting in and then adding their take profit and stop loss afterward. Okay. All right, so I think that's about it for now. We'll cover some more advanced concepts in some later sessions. So we'll just go ahead and close out these trades. Once again, really easy. Close, close, close. The other function of the desktop version that's different from the web-based version is that with the account history, your trading history plus deposit and withdrawal history and pretty much everything is all included here. And what you can do with the desktop version is you can actually go and export that. So you go all history, right click, and you can save it as a basic report or a detailed report, just like so. And then it saves your trading history like so. So you can see all the trades that you've entered into, your total profit and loss. There's some more advanced statistics here, such as win rate, profit factor, expected payoff. These are all relative drawdown, absolute drawdown, and so on. So these are all actually quite useful concepts when you get into the more advanced aspects of trading. And then of course you can see just a nice little simple equity curve there to see how your account balance has progressed over time. Okay. So that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. And so yeah, so if you're looking to get started, www.fusionmarkets.com. And just go ahead and hit that button there to go ahead and create an account. Again, the Fusion Markets formula, as it's been known, has all been based on leading technology, friendly support, and very importantly, the lowest advertised rates in Australia for Forex trading. So again, I can't stress this enough. You should never sacrifice quality for the sake of costs, but if you can receive a high quality service and improve your long-term results in the most certain way possible in this uncertain game of the markets by reducing your trading costs, then hey, it really is a bit of a no-brainer. So that's it for this one. We'll be running more sessions in the future, so we hope to see you at one of those. Reach out if you have any questions at all. Send us an email or give us a call. Other than that, thanks very much for coming along, and we wish you successful trading and investing. So bye for now.